what's your name and what do you do?
My name is Justin Hardwick, and I'm a referee for Georgia Tech Intramural Sports.
Okay. How'd you get into doing that?
Well, about every semester, I think every phase actually, which is half semester, they have training, and you can just sign up and go work out, and you get paid to referee.
What made you want to do it?
I don't know, it's easy money, give me something to do, and I don't have anything to do, and I love sports.
What kind of sports have you refereed?
All I've done right now is basketball, last phase, and then this phase I'm doing 4-on-4 flag football.
So you're one of the newer referees?
Absolutely.
What's a great an experience you've had refereeing that you'd say was exciting or?
So far, my best experience was it was last phase before Christmas break, and it was I think it was a semifinal match for basketball, and normally we have 3 referees, and I was one of them, and it was a very tight match, and it ended up being a 2-point differential by the end of the game, and so in that case you have to call pristine calls. You have to work as a team with referees, and it ended up towards the end, everybody in the gym was watching our game, and we nailed it perfectly.
Did any of the players come up to you and congratulate you on that?
Absolutely. There was no bad blood. They all loved the calls we made, and it was a great basketball game.
All right. Do you have any bad experience refereeing?
I've always had to get out a few technicals. People don't like some calls. People think they know refereeing basketball, but they don't know the rules we know. They don't know how to referee. They don't know the calls we have to make, and so they get frustrated when they think we have to call a call, but it's not actually a call. Stuff like that.
Okay. There seems to be 2 schools of thought with the refereeing. Some people like to call it to a T, and other people like to let the game just flow and maybe miss some calls just to make sure not to be blowing the whistle all the time. What's your view on that?
It's pretty much just a judgment call. At first, we like to play fair, just kind of on average at most, and it tends to be a blowout. We kind of let off a little bit, let the clock run, the game end early, because no one likes to get blown out by a lot of points. But if it's like in the tournament or a very high up game, we tend to call it very close.
What kind of role do the supervisors have in your refereeing?
Supervisors, in order to be a supervisor, you have to be a referee for a whole year, or 2 semesters, not necessarily a whole year. But they pretty much serve as teachers and guiders.
What do you know about Jared DiFiore?
Jared DiFiore might be the best supervisor I've ever met. Smart kid, great hair, dreamy eyes.
My name is Jared DiFiore, and I'm a intramural supervisor for the CRC.
Okay. How did you get started doing that?
Last year, I started out as a referee in flag football, did soccer, basketball, indoor soccer, and then 4-on-4 flag football again. And I guess from that and being an overall good employee, they promoted me to being a supervisor.
Could you go through like a day-to-day? What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, once a week we all have to come in and do office hours. It's basic paperwork, entering scores, making sure that all of our liability forms are filed correctly, and on top of that we also have to file game sheets, and that's about it. When I get to the field at night to start my shift, we usually set up the fields or set up the courts, whether it's indoor or outdoor, and make sure our referees are ready to ref. Sometimes they don't show up, so we'll have to ref for them, and then other than that, that's about it.
You said you started out reffing and then you became a supervisor. What's your experience in refereeing?
Well, I've reffed soccer since I was in high school, and I guess I just started out doing that and came here and needed to make some money, so I started out reffing, and that's about it.
What's a memory or something significant you've done as a supervisor or referee?
This past fall I got to go to the state flag football championships and ref there. It was at University of Georgia. I got to see the best teams from all over the state, so that was pretty cool.
Is there anything you'd like the world to know about supervisors? Any behind-the-scenes info?
Not as for supervisors, but referees have the hardest on-campus job, without a question.
Is there anything you would change about the refereeing format we have right now? Or do you like how it is?
I like how it is right now. The only bad part is, the time. So I have to work kind of late, like 11 o'clock. It's not necessarily really late, but I have physics tests on Mondays, kind of gets in the way. You have to ask off in time. But normally, they seem to be very flexible. If you can't come into work, they're perfectly fine about that.
What kind of training did you go through, or what was their training process?
There wasn't much training. You got to watch some videos. You go out on the court, watch a little bit. But as long as you know how to referee, you pretty much have a good grasp on refereeing. They pretty much just walk you through it on the court when you referee.
Do you think that that could be a problem, though? That maybe there might be some referees that, you know, they might need more training, but they might not be getting it. Do you think that?
Not necessarily, because a lot of the sports played here, people don't take it seriously, or they're not as good as most people. So it's it's a great way to learn. And then once you get better, you can go on to refereeing other stuff like high school basketball and stuff like that.
Is there a way to get into that? Do people help you out?
Many of our supervisors actually referee high school basketball.
Thanks for your time, Justin.
Hey, wall! Two walls, first wall!